I got a lot of questions from people basically asking, who the hell are the Legion of the Damned, and why do you keep saying that they're the Firehawks? Because the Legion of the Damned are a popular mystery among Warhammer 40k, and a lot of people didn't know that they got a 6th edition codex, which basically went out of its way to confirm the connection between the Legion of the Damned and the missing Firehawks chapter. Now, I don't blame anyone for not knowing that this codex fucking existed, because it was ebook only, meaning that you could only get it during 6th edition through a web store like the Apple Bookstore and so on. And the last time the Legion of the Damned were mentioned was in the 8th edition rulebook. And even then, that was only to mention that they were last seen on Cadia. You know, the planet that blew up. Okay, so what is connecting these assholes to these assholes? Well, first, we have to look to their battle book called Legion of the Damned. Oh look, a book I happen to own. When the Legion of the Damned show up in the book to save the Exorcist chapter, their star fort, the Raptorus Rex, is seen. Or at least what appeared to be the Raptorus Rex was seen. Very few Space Marine chapters have access to a star fort, let alone making it their fortress monastery. Next up was that they left a casket behind, which had a banner of the Firehawks within that casket, along with several dead Marines. Now, the corpse's state of decay was way too advanced to identify them, but the banner's a pretty big giveaway. But we also found a data recorder, which basically told us everything that happened. The Firehawks traveled together as a full chapter, so when their entire chapter made a warp jump, they got hit by a warp storm. It appears that only one craft and the Raptorus Rex survived, along with 200 Marines. But the worst part is that you have to remember the Firehawks were a part of the Cursed Founding. Turns out, these guys are just extremely unlucky like the Lamenters. It's very clear that all these surviving Marines were also inflicted with some warp blight or something. Not only did it make their skin start to decay, but it also started driving them crazy. Crazy, but still loyal. Along with some other benefits, like making them ghost-like. Man, it's like they're inspired by a guy who likes to ride ghosts. Again, I understand how a lot of people could miss this. Like, I was deep diving sources, okay? But yeah, aside from it never being outright stated, there is a connection between the Firehawks and the Legion of the Damned. Hey, we got Mutilators back. Maybe they'll bring back the Legion of the Damned sometime. Be interesting to see upscaled Legion of the Damned models for certain.